Hello, everyone. Happy Tuesday. I am Christine Justy of Mail Something Pretty, and every Tuesday I go live and show you usually a card project, but sometimes they're 3D projects. But today is a card project, and it's one that I saw made last week by my good friend Anne Lewis, who is a demonstrator in Australia. And so I saw it, I loved it, and I'm copying it. Um, and that's what we do. We just kind of share what we make. So that's what I'm going to do today. So I just want to make sure that we are all connected. So let me know in the comments if you can hear me. Excellent. All right. Kim's here. Nancy's here. Excellent. All right. So we're good to go. And anyone else who joins in, just say hello or tell me something about you. I'm actually going to use some new products, which is fun. And so some of the new products are in the new holiday catalog, and some of them are part of the new scrapbooking line. And so I should have had this squared away here. Let me actually, you don't need to see me take things out of my basket. So the first card I'm going to use is new. It says, it looks like it says take a bow, but I think it's take a bow because in the catalog, actually, now I can open it up. I can show you. I think it's towards the back here. It should be. Here it goes. So take a bow bundle, I think, rather than take a bow bundle, but who knows? But it is 6x6 paper. You actually get 8 sheets, which I didn't realize because I didn't read it so clearly, but you get 8 sheets of each pattern. So I'll show you that in a second. And this is interesting. I'm actually going to try to make the bows without the dies, but that's going to be for another day because I haven't had a chance to do that yet. All right, so the first card I will do is Halloween, not Halloween, Christmas, and the second card I will do is Halloween. Let's grab this stuff out. All right, so we have Mary Lou can see me on YouTube, not Facebook. Oh, okay. It should be streaming on both. I don't know why you're having trouble, but I'm glad, Mary Lou, that you went to YouTube to find me. Thanks. I will have to sort that out later. I can't do it now. So this is the card, similar to the one I'm going to make now. Oh, now you got mine for the excellent. Okay. And so these kind of lift up. You can glue them down, but I kind of like how they lift up a little bit. I do not know the name of this fold. So if you know it, Anne was actually making most of hers in this direction. So like it just went across the bottom. So you can hold it either way. I kind of like it in the portrait direction. But as we make it, I'll show you both. So if anyone knows the name, if there is a name of this kind of little zigzaggy, it's actually 5 pieces of paper, let me know because I didn't know what to call it. All right, chevron folds. All right, Mary Lou, I'm writing that down. Chevron folds. Thank you. So that way I know when I can type it up. All right, so we are going to start with, I'm actually going to use this paper. You want a piece that is kind of contrasting. So one dark, kind of one lighter on the either side. Let's see, Mary. I made a card. I'll send you. Oh, sweet. Thanks. So you don't want you want the patterns to match to go or complement each other. You don't want them to clash. But you don't want them to be too close in color either because you want this contrast. And so I'm going to use that, but I'm going to show you the paper in this. Take a bow pack that's left over. So like I said, you get 8 sheets of each. So you get, you can kind of see the patterns that way. And it's great bow making paper. Yeah, 8 times 4 is 48. Yeah, so you get 8 different sheets of all those patterns. My math was a little off for a half second. All right, and we only need a little bit. Okay, so we need our cutter, which I have here. Keep moving that card around. This is, well, I'll get back to that. That's the stamps that I'm using. So we need to cut 5 pieces that are 1 by 2.5. So what I'm going to do Let's cut this at 2.5. This is extra. And then I'm just going to cut each one at 1 inch. So actually, this is kind of extra as well. So this is the only size piece of designer series paper you need for this whole technique. So tons of us have this size in our scrap piles. All right, so I'm just going to cut 5. And this is 1 by 2.5. All right, so that's pretty easy. Let me put that aside because we'll do one more. And then you can decide which side you want to be popping up and which side you want to be flat. I think on this one I'm going to have my polka dots be popped up because since it's kind of a white paper and I have the white background. So I think I'm going to have my polka dots be put like the polka dots here popped up. And so I made, yeah, you can see them. Okay. I'm going to call so they're going to be folded in 2 ways. 3 of them are going to be folded in the A way, and 2 of them are going to be folded in the B way. They're kind of folded the same way, it's just different directions. So you can still see that, right? I just have my vellum nuts. All right, so what we're going to do, I'm going to have the green go straight on the card, just like the green here. So I'm just going to take this corner and just fold it to make a triangle. Like that, and I'll give it a good crease. Okay, so I did this right corner and I just popped it down to the side. So we're going to do 3 of those. If you want to use a bone folder, you can, but actually with this glass mat, it's nice and hard. It actually, my fingernail, it scores really well. Let me know. I have my window open behind me, so if you guys hear traffic going by and it's annoying, let me know and I'll just stand up and close it. Okay, so I have 3 going in that direction, and these 2 I'm just going to go the opposite direction. So I'm going to take the left top corner and have this go down to that side, like that. So they're just opposite. Right? Can you see? You can see them this way. They're kind of opposite. So I'm going to take the left side, bring it down to the right. Like that. Okay. So now we're just going to do the opposite on that's here. So now this is going to go, I just figured to do it this way, then you know the direction of your paper, and then we'll go back and do the bottom. So now this side is going to go up. So they're opposites. So this one closes this way, this one closes this way. And we'll do that for all of them. I feel like I should have folding music going on, but I'm not that talented of figuring that out. So this one's just going to go the opposite. And they are different from each other. Like I can't turn this one around. If I turn it around, it's always going to be the same. I turn this one around, it's always going to be the same. This one's not going to turn into this one. So that's why we have them separate. Okay, so that's all the folding. And then we have our base. I'm going to use the same, because I'm using the same color scheme. So I'm going to use Garden Green. And I already scored that. So that's a card base. But then we need to adhere that onto something. So I don't know if Anne measured it this way and figured it out, or if it was around there, but I'll give her credit. You want to put it on you want to put these onto a base that is 4 by 5 1/4. if you change this, like if you made it smaller, you're going to have to change the dimensions of these guys. I don't want to do the math, so I'm leaving it that way. This one, you can kind of see it because there's in this paper, there's like a old olive stripe and then a garden green stripe. I mimicked that on here. So I did a garden green card base and then I did a super skinny layer in between. This one, I'm just going to do just one layer, kind of a standard layer. So this one I did flat, meaning no embossing, just did flat white, but you can do embossing. So I embossed this white with the snowflake. I was gonna call it Softly Falling, but I don't know if that's the name of it. But I think that will have a little subtleness to it, but not just give it a little something. But this one is plain, this was embossed, they're both fine. So I'm actually gonna put it together. I'm gonna have, I suppose that would matter. Well, actually, I guess the snow, I'm just looking at it. I guess it could kind of go that way, but I like it portrait, so I'm going to make it portrait, but I'm going to assemble it this way. So that's why my snowflakes are flying sideways here, but we do get snow like that sometimes. All right, so we're going to start with the A kind of fold. And this is going to go right in the corner like that. I'm going to just glue this piece down, but we want this fold to be flush with the paper, and we want that point to be right in the point. That's how we're going to start. I'll just put some glue on the back. There we go. And I'll lift it up just so you can see once it's down there. So that is now flush with the edge and right in the corner. Simply stamping. Okay, thanks, Mary Lou. I love making things that other people make. And sometimes I make them my own, as you'll see on the next card. All right, so then so this is A. We're going to use A again because we're going to, hold on, maybe we're not going to use A again. No, we're not. We're going to go A, B, A, B, A, B. Okay, so now this one is going to just match here, and then we'll have the tip going down here. And I know you can see a pattern. So there's our pattern. So we're just going to go zigzag or chevron, like Mary Lou said. If you wanted this more in the middle, you could do that. Just make sure that this part is flush with the edge. Then you just won't have the corner to match. And then just pay attention to the how those match. But you definitely could put it in the middle. All right. So now we're going to do A, right? A, B, A. It comes together really quickly. And by matching these, like the straightness just kind of happens. And then our last one will fit right here. And this happened on my other card. I'll show you. Kind of went over a little bit. Do you see how that is? So you can either fold that over a little bit more, fold that, or just kind of put it slightly on top and just kind of shimmy it in there. I bet you didn't even notice. I'm going to lift that up a little bit because I do want that to have a straight edge. I probably could have just sheared a little bit. That's actually probably what I should do. I'm just going to cut just a hinge. Just a little bit off. We'll see how that does in my next card. If that's the case, I might just alter the measurements of the paper. Why did that not work? Oh, that was silly, you guys. I cut this part instead of this part. That's all right. It's going over a little bit. I overlapped here just a little bit, but really, you can't tell. All right. I'll have to fussy with that a little bit. Okay, so you can have your card go this way. A nice little greeting up here. I think that would look really nice. I do kind of tend to like it. I like my cards going portrait for the most part anyways. So I'm going to have it go that way. My snow is falling down. Or actually, I guess it should go this way. Interesting. So the snowflakes are falling either direction. I suppose it doesn't matter. It's heavier snow versus lighter snow. I'm going to do it that way just so it's on that side of the card. And I do have a little bit overhanging here, but again, I don't think you're going to notice it. I'll have to consult Anne with that one because she did not seem to mention that in her video. All right, so there we go. There's that. And it does look nice with a little texture. Oh, good. Nancy says, sure is cute card, easier than it looks to put together. It is, minus my little error there. It is. And so I have pre-stamped. This is actually kind of a cool set. It's called Christmas Labels. And you get a whole lot of sentiments, which are kind of fun. And then these dies go with it. I was telling the girls at club last night, the dies can work on their own. So if you didn't get the stamp set, the dies would work on their own. But some of the stamps would work on their own, but some kind of don't. So like this one that we're using here, you get the Merry Christmas to You, and they fit really nicely in those shapes. And the die makes those impressions. And so that's this one. And then It's a Hot Cocoa Kind of Day. There's 3 of them that have that shape. It's kind of a fun set. So let's see. I think this one that I already cut out will work with red. I had the red on this one, and I thought it was too similar in color, so I just added cherry cobbler to make it pop. But I think the real red works with that one. We'll save those for another project. And where are my dimensionals? There we go. Maybe I'll use that one up. One lonely one. That was all that was on that piece of paper. Yep, you can see I used it because I peeled the dimensionals off. Let's put new ones on. And you could put this anywhere. Actually, I might lift it up higher than where that one is. Maybe I'll just put it. Oh, you know what? Here's my problem. I have a little space in here. I didn't do such a good job, so we're just going to cover that up. All right. So they do come together really easy, and it doesn't use very much patterned paper. Yes, Mary Lou, it will blend, so you really don't even notice it on the bottom. And if someone's looking that closely at my cards and they complain, then maybe I shouldn't have sent it to them. All right. So my next card is Halloween. So this is new paper as well. I do not have a sample of this one put together, so we're going to kind of create it together. It will come out similar, but I'm going to add an element. We don't need those. We're going to use black base. I need to cut. We're going to use purple. So this is, you guys know, I know you've seen it. There's no Halloween in the holiday catalog. Which is fine for those countries that don't celebrate Halloween, such as Australia doesn't really celebrate Halloween. But this is part of the new scrapbooking line. They have paper. So I just got the paper, but they do have some stickers. There's a separate one. They can get paper and stickers. Oh, just seeing Karen came in late. Oh, that's okay, Karen. I'm going to make the same card again. I'll show them at the end. So this pack, it's called Halloween Spells. You get 3, which is different. You get 3 of the same sheet. And you get these kind of like green bubbles. I love black and white stripes, so you can use that for anything. It doesn't have to be Halloween. I'm actually really glad they have that because they used to have that a long time ago, and I'm glad it's back. Purple polka dots, that can be for anything. And really, these stars can be for anything. So it's really, and these don't have to be considered Halloween colors. And then the back is blue stripes. So really, the only one that's really Halloweenish is that one, but we're going to use that one. So that's in the new scrapbooking line. And the other thing we're going to use, which is new in the new scrapbooking line, is the two-toned paper. So I got black, so I figured I could use it. You get, just opened it today. You get 12 sheets, and it is, actually, let me take out 2 sheets so you can see both. This new paper, and they're eventually going to have in every Stampin' Up! Color. They don't have it in every color yet, but they will. Yeah, you can see. So one side really for this one is gray and one is black. And it is, I don't know if you can see, it's a white core paper. I'll rip a piece in a second, which means there's white on the inside. Our regular cardstock, you can kind of see the 2 blocks together. It's hard with the light. There we go. So these almost look two-tone, right? So this is our regular black cardstock, which is thicker than this, but this is thicker than Designer Series paper. It's kind of in between the 2 weights. So this is more saturated because the color is all the way through, versus this has its printed color. So they actually started with white paper, they printed black, and they printed gray on both sides. So it's kind of like in between, but they work really nicely together. So that's what we're going to use for our, I figured we'd try it for our chevron, the two-tone paper. So let's see what happens. It is pretty designer paper. I like the colors that they chose. All right, so what I do when I start with cardstock, if I have a whole piece, I score the whole thing and then I cut it. And so then I have a piece for the next card pre-scored. So I'll save that for later. And I have that one. And so since I have the cutter here, we had said that the chevrons, we need 5 pieces of 1 by 2.5. So I'm just going to go over to 2.5. Cut. We only need 5. Oop, that's getting caught. So 1. So Karen, even though you missed the first card, you're going to see exactly how I made it, just with different paper. And for anyone else who hopped in late. Hi, Becky. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, and we will need the cutter for a second, but I just want to show you this is the two-tone paper, so that side is gray and that side is black. It'd be hard to see with the lights here, but it is white core. So you see how when you rip it, you get the white, which I think could probably make some fun things. I just opened this like right before I came on, so I haven't had a chance to play with it yet. So I'm gonna cut this one at 3 inches. This one I kind of measured it and what I'm thinking that we're gonna do. So we're gonna use this piece as well, and this will be at 5.25 because that will be the size of our paper. And that base on the other card, I did the white. This is Gorgeous Grape. So I'm just cutting this 4 by 5.25. So then we have all our pieces set and I can put the cutter aside. All right. So that's our base. We're going to put our chevron on, but we're going to add something. We're going to add, and we're going to figure out before we do it. Again, I did not make a sample of this one, so we're going to see how it comes. It could be a win. It could be a flop. see how it goes. But my envision was I might even keep some of that purple on that side, but this chevron is going to go right down here. We'll see what happens. All right, so these are each 1 by 2.5. And what side do we want to pop up? The gray or the black? I think we'll have the gray pop up. That way the black will kind of match that. So in that instance, the pop-up is on the bottom side right now. And it might be hard to see on the camera, again, because this is that two-tone paper. So it's just a slight difference. So I am just folding back, let me see up close, this corner over to that side. Oh, good, Mary Lou thinks it's going to be a win. I hope so. And so we're going to flip all of the, what I'm calling the A pieces, in that direction. And this is folding okay. It's not too thick. The cardstock, I don't think would work. Just want to see if I can get a tight corner. I think that regular cardstock would be a little bit thick, but this is a little bit thinner. So now this side is going to go over that way. I'm just trying to get good corners and good edges. We'll say the designer paper folds a little bit easier. Okay. All right, so I have those 3 in that direction and then these 3 in that direction. Now we're going to do opposites on the bottom. Nancy thinks it's going to be a win too. You guys are awesome. All right, that's my B, and then my, yep, that's going to go that way. I just didn't want to get mixed up. All right, so those, I was kind of rushing it. I probably could have done a little bit better job at my folding. Those scooter down. Okay, so my A's and my B's. And so we first will actually, I think I'm going to keep that purple on the side. So normally we would just put this straight on the, it's not really the card base, it's more like a layer, but whoops, the glue moved it. Okay. All right, so I'm going to turn it sideways. Well, actually, let's see, because that's how I learned. That's how Anne told me. I guess we could do it this way. Let's try it that way. Make sure I get it straight. All right, so again, last time I started it, so it was flush. My pattern paper is slightly longer, but it's okay. Flush with this side, right in the corner. And then we're going to go to B, and then that's just going to attach like that. Interesting, we'll get a little black poking out there too. Actually, it's a little easier to do it this way. All right, so A, B, A. That will go like that. Oh, good. Yeah, I thought that it broke it up a little bit because it's going to go just on black cardstock. And once you have them folded, it puts together really fast. All right, and that one, well, I'm just kind of sliding. It did go over a little bit, but I'm sliding that under so it fits in there. So there we go. I was trying to think of it, reminds me of something, I think in the 1980s. And I don't know if it was a video game or something, but had this like pattern with a two-tone and I can't place my hand on it. So I'll ask my brother, see if he remembers what it is. So this is gonna go right on here. I think that's gonna look good. All right. The only Halloween set stamp, not even set, I have is this Trick or Treat. This paper was actually designed to go with a potions and something or other stamp set that Stampin' Up! Sells. Just looking, I have ones pre-cut. So we'll see if my little label, which, oh, here it is. If this works. So you could leave it like that, or I think even just a little Trick or Treat would look kind of nice there, but I only have this big one. So let's see. Wicked good. Thank you, Mary Lou. Let's see. We don't have to use all of these. Well, maybe I will though, because you can. I just want to make sure you could still see that these were Potions and Spells books under here, and you can't. Maybe I'll raise it up a little bit so then you can see. Yeah, I think that will work. I'll glue this one down. We'll use dimensionals for the other. I don't really have like little kids in my family anymore to even send Halloween cards to. So I didn't buy any Halloween sets. All right, so the colors are Granny Apple Green and Pumpkin Pie. Yeah, I'm actually, because this is up already, I'm just going to put dimensionals on this side. And so those will raise it up a little bit and not get in the way of these flaps. All right. I'll move it out so it's a little bit over here. There we go. You can write the purple book, the green book, and the orange book. All right, what do you think? So hopefully you can see it is two-tone. It's light. I can't think of the word I'm thinking of. It's not a strong contrast, but I think for the black it actually works because I have all this color behind here. If I was doing this card without the pattern paper, I would definitely want this to have some patterns in it. But for this one, I think it works. And then, yeah, subtle. I don't know why I couldn't think of the word. And then the inside, let's see, I think I have an extra piece of white paper we can put on the inside. And then we can even, we could do, yeah, maybe we'll just cut a piece of, we'll just do a 1/2 inch. We'll do that, and actually, I'll cut the 1/2 inch. We'll just sacrifice this paper. You'll see what a second. I think I'll put a little orange on top of the black. We'll cover that part. And we'll put that on the inside of the card, just for a little something, because I don't have any other stamps to write like a fun little message. I have the alphabet stamps. I could write my own message. All right, I'm going to, because I don't know where my little mat is. I'm going to put them on and then just trim them. All right, so I'm going to put some glue straight on my card, or the paper. That on there. Some more glue. Put the polka dot on top. And then, since I don't see my scissors, I'll just use this. That off. Right, so that will be, sorry for the loud noise, that will go on the inside. Yeah, I think I agree with you, Mary Lou. It gives it a finished look, a little something on the inside. So then I can write boo or something, and then there's my friend has a young daughter. I can send it to her. There we go. So here is our trick-or-treat version, and then this is the Christmas version we just made. And that one has embossing, textured embossing. And then this one is flat. The white is flat. So here we go. Here are the 3 cards, kind of showing the same technique, but different papers really do make a different look to it. So yeah. All right, let me put my face back on here for a second. And yeah, so that's what I had. So Mary Lou told me it's a chevron fold because I didn't know the name of it. It's kind of like the folds of the paper that's on top of the card, which is kind of fun. And so Anne Lewis, my demonstrator friend from Australia, did a live last week. You can always look at hers. I could even share her post. But if you just go to Anne Lewis, Australian demonstrator, I think it's, you'll find it. But you can watch her live because she used different paper. She used holiday paper similar to the Take a Bow paper, but she also did a really pretty one with flowers. That was pretty. So you can take a look at those too. All right, so that's what I had for you today. Trying to think. So don't forget about all the scrapbooking stuff that's now available. It's not in any catalog, but you can see it all online. And the holiday stuff is going. Believe it or not, 12 Weeks of Christmas starts on October 3rd or 2nd, whatever that Wednesday is. Starts soon. So we need to kind of get going. All right. So I'm glad you liked them. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you guys next Tuesday. Bye-bye.